So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm here bringing you one of the top meta decks that I saw, at least, from the PML9s last weekend, and this one is the Jungle deck. Essentially, it's the same three top cards, unfortunately, just with different early game and mid game transition cards. That's really about it. So, guys, here it is. Patreon allows creators to offer their fans a way of supporting them and what they do. With flexible and painless payment options, anyone can support their creator for as little as $1 a month. If you would like to help me do what I love, check out the link in the video description to learn more. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Paragon guide. I am Sylphin, again, bringing you top meta jungle deck, at least from what I saw, in my opinion. Casting the PML9. So this is what I saw from Reborn, Think Twice, Arctic Wolves, a lot of the other teams that were playing that just know the meta. So here we go. Essentially, guys, it's the same top three meta cards. Growth Totem, why? Because it has infinite scaling. It keeps giving you power and health every minute the longer the game goes, and that's all you need. That's seriously all you need. Health. There's a lot of base armor from attributes, so that scales really well. The power really goes well on just the higher attack speed that now exists in Paragon, so you don't really care about anything else. And of course, abilities have tremendous sustain. Or have tremendous scaling nowadays, so power just goes a long way, period. That's all you need. Growth Totem. You keep that on, you don't take it off. Next, Unstable Cyborg. Junglers, they're all melee. They all pretty much have a great way to stick onto somebody, and you'd be able to tanky, and basically people just destroy themselves. Unstable Cyborg, essentially, in reality, basically, because everybody's attacking you so much because you're basically focusing down the carry, and because you do so much damage, they gotta kill you anyways. It's essentially 250 DPS in a fairly large AoE around you. Let's just face it. Gives you good power, 17 freaking power, and 47 basic armor goes a tremendously long way. That is a lot of damage mitigation. It's essentially broken, in my opinion. Speaking of broken, the next card that you get is Unbroken Spirit to finish it off. It's a high tank card that also gives you good power. 18 power, pardon me. Wow. 360 health. It's a good amount, especially because it synergizes with its own passive, and 36 ability armor, basically bringing down your total damage mitigation from burst to around 30%. So basically, heroes' abilities do like 70% of the damage that they're supposed to. And plus, obviously, the reactive regeneration works with hard crowd control, which with my recent math video, you can see it essentially you profit from a vast majority of crowd control that's in the game. You profit health. People control you. They're actually healing you a vast majority of the time. Yeah. So there's that, and it's just a great card in general. That's the trifecta. That is the end game. You keep it with Growth Totem. You have infinite scaling, so it doesn't matter if you're not putting on more cards. It doesn't matter because Growth Totem is the more cards you would have put on otherwise. And then you just get gems. You just like it. Just yeah. So that's it. That's the end game deck. The mid game or the early game and mid game. Demolitionist, you get this for the early game wave clear, which is all you need. You get Living Guardian for sustain in the jungle, and also for team fights. Again, that 20 basic armor. That goes a long way, especially especially because you don't have much basic armor in the early game. That is basically 20% damage mitigation. The Mother Tree for For some junglers that really like their mana, we saw this. And plus the health regen is really, really, really good, especially for invading the enemy junglers, like a Chimera or something like that, even though we didn't see Chimera, so pretty much like Rampage, even Sevrog. We have Flame of Zetchin. We saw a ton on junglers, even on supports, believe it or not. Just so that with the new rework of the jungle, you can easily drive by raptors, yes, but also your own white camps to make sure that not only do you get the more valuable jungle minion camp, but also you can respawn that more valuable minion camp. Really, really powerful. Green Spring, fantastic early game power tank card and sustain card. 20 basic armor again in the early game goes a really long way. Along with Living Guardian, you can just 1v1 the enemy carry or anybody that is focused on basic attacks for days. Especially if you're a Kwang in the jungle or Rampage who is fighting in the jungle. It's just ridiculous. And the regenerative rest, just so you can stay on the battlefield and continue to grow. Growth Zone, we've talked about. Tyrant, if you want to go for a more power focused jungler, or just not because everybody got Tyrant anyways. Tyrant, great transition card. You keep that basically until Unbroken Spirit. If you really need Unstable Cyborg, you can get rid of Tyrant. It's not... I wouldn't really do that. Basically, you get Tyrant and Flame of Zetchin. You get Growth Totem along the way. Then you just kind of get Unstable Cyborg instead of Flame of Zetchin. And then you just kind of keep on going to Unbroken Spirit. And because Growth Totem's free and Tyrant's only 6 points, it's just, yeah, it's really easy to transition. Vital Waters... fantastic tank card, 265 health, and the healing effects. So again, Rampage, absolutely fantastic. We did see Phase a few times, so if you have Phase on there, that works really well. And just the 6.6 health regen really helps with sustained damage. It's a great card, especially on somebody like Kwang, who can increase both the lifesteal he gets plus the healing he gets from that lifesteal, because it's crazy. And Thorned Yomi, I did see Thorned Yomi a few times. It's just really powerful, especially for a high burst enemy team. You can get Thorned Yomi as a transition card between something and Unbroken Spirit, perhaps, because Unbroken Spirit, you need 4 more attribute points. So while on its way, you can get Thorned Yomi. And that's it. Oh, one other tribe. That's right. One other tribe we sometimes saw on like Sevrog, for example, he would get because he's just so tanky. Sometimes they would just have Unstable Cyborg, or they would have Unbroken Spirit in one of the tribe. It's whatever. It's just the 3 options. One of the tribe just for insane burst and follow up, like Subjugate, Colossal Blow, like, you know, the whole Sevrog combo. Like a Grex we saw a few times in the jungle. Like anybody that burst from one of the tribe, or just sustain damage because you have a lot of agility for that attack speed anyways, is phenomenal. You get 60 power if you're grouped up. 60 power to burn through or prime raptors, any team fight. Burst down a tower, even, because towers don't care about crit or anything like that. They just care about raw power, which is why they feel like wet noodles. Towers, that is. Yeah, one of the tribe. It's a very strong option, and that's it. Oh, gems. That's right, gems. I'm just so, yeah, ruthless because you're able to be tanky and stay on people and do a lot of damage. Ruthless kind of just keeps on feeding into itself. The more damage you deal, because you're so tanky and because they're basically just killing themselves because of Unstable Cyborg, you do more damage to them. They basically help you deal more damage to themselves. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Quick exit. Again, just so that you can get to the river buff on time, like in my ultimate jungle guide, which you guys should go look at. You need that. To go back to farm, to get to objectives faster, to like, it's just really, really solid. Mana Reactor, you have infinite sustain, apparently, and you have a ton of tank, so you might as well get a ton of mana for it. So basically, you have infinite mana now. Mana Reactor, it's just phenomenal. You can clear your jungle more faster when you do get Mana Reactor. But in team fights stuff, you can just continually spam your abilities. It's really quite insane. Damage return. Usually you'll be focusing on the carries, just kind of trying to get attention from the enemy team so that A, they can proc Unstable Cyborg, but B, mainly so that the rest of your team can annihilate them. You can return that damage. So carries almost kill themselves. Not only through damage return, but also through Unstable Cyborg and the fact that they're giving you mana to use more abilities on them. It's insane. And Reflexive Purify. Even if people try to peel you off of people, it doesn't matter. Because Reflexive Purify. And Aurora does her Hoarfrost. You walk into it. The Hoarfrost almost procs Reflective Purify by itself. So somebody just has to breathe on you, and now you're free of Hoarfrost. Phase Ultimate, you're just out of it. But like anything else, literally anything else, you're just purified of it. And you can just keep on going your merry way to killing whoever you want. And Auto Shield, do not underestimate, like I said in the previous meta video, 100 shields in the early game is a sixth, like a seventh to a tenth of your total health. That's a lot. That's a lot. That you can absolutely use that to surprise somebody with, you know, they think they can kill you, but all of a sudden you got that little bit of an edge. And in the late game with Unstable Cyborg and Unbroken Spirit and just the vitality and gems and agility, that will armor also affects that shield. So that's essentially, it becomes 140, 150, 160 effective HP. That is part of an ability, part of a basic attack, absolutely something that you can use to your advantage. So it does scale into the late game. So that's it, guys. It's that's the meta. It's very, very strong. Doesn't matter what jungler you want. It's just that's what people do. The other thing that we did see in the jungle was growth death. Basically, the only thing there that changes is instead of Unbroken Spirit, which we always saw. We always saw because there was growth. But instead of Unstable Cyborg, you got Plague Lord Maulink, which on somebody like Rampage, who has tremendous, crazy sustain, he can just leap right into the enemy team, and boom, there's Plague Lord Maulink to slightly counter the Unbroken Spirit on the enemy team and slope them down to make plays happen. That was really the only thing, but I think Unstable Cyborg is probably better than Plague Lord Maulink. Plus, usually we, ironically, for weird reasons, saw the mid laner, the caster, run Plague Lord Maulink. I think why that was because the caster, you know, would be close to the carry, which you would be trying to protect. So anybody that would try to dive into the backline and kill the carry, the caster was close by, meaning Plague Lord Maulink was on that person trying to kill the carry, so that you can just peel for your carry and just destroy them because Plague Lord Maulink, and you would focus them and stuff like that. I think that's why we saw Plague Lord Maulink not on the jungler, but instead on the caster, and because casters have Invader Mage. And no, that's for another video. I think that's why. This is the deck. It's insane. Yeah, completely insane. I hope you guys enjoy. Please use the deck, or don't, because it's kind of silly. But there you go. That is the deck. That is the meta. Completely crazy, powerful. I hope you guys enjoy. Please like the video if you like it, dislike it, share it with the community, and of course, guys, subscribe. You guys like this content, found it useful. Please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. I got a lot of content coming for you guys in October, so please subscribe if you guys like this or simply found it useful. Please check down in the video description for my website. You can find my decks, merchandise store. You can buy a cool t-shirt like this and maybe see me at TwitchCon, and of course my Amazon affiliate link where you guys can do your Amazon shopping and help me out at no cost to you, and that would be really, really appreciated. So thank you guys very much for watching. Till next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.